the fallows of my banishment, I saw a people from afar, heard their footsteps on fast-moving clouds of ripples in the air. And from what I could obtain from their plight, a loud and brash lot, with braggarts and flecks, I was less than impressed by what I had seen. I don't mean to be mean, but the over-posturing was clear, and what they really did alone was indulge in the flesh. They would quickly pick up what took their fancy, and fancy was everything passing the landscape. They harnessed animals to entertain, made great shows of bluff to covet fame, overstated their welcome in aw's mind, and in so doing tempted devils to their side. For the wolves and the warriors they called upon were making manifest in physical form. It was these thoughts that preceded my banishment, and I angered he that made it so. My father, the king, of all the worst offender, for everything did tempt him, and to temptations he did surrender, until with glee he did bite the apple of desire. The gods had had enough of all this mischief and dalliance. Time to send a shudder to their temple. For all their bluster, show and muscle, not a single warrior of theirs could strike the air and make the winds blow. And such a strike was all that could protect their home. All hope was lost, for they did not prepare what the worst that legends had in store. Just like the rich who think they never will be poor, and so too the heroes that padded shirts and empty cries bellows heartless to the skies. Victory was not on their side. Barely could drag a sword beside. All hunched their strength in roses, padded gardens where they trenched. Real swordsmen knew it was a sorry sight, for they had never matched a real sword, not once nor twice, for then this third time would have better been struck, and found its landing with better luck. Crowd had washed away the magic tricks and gimmicks of the showman's play. Pretending was their only way. The exhibitions had set the stage for falling Cyclops' fists with rage. Regret now laid upon their heads for all the days they laid in bed and did not lift weight nor sword nor work to make their bread. There was one left. The king did mumble with regret. My son, the heir they once banished, now the only one who trains. We must first find where he lays, likely in rags, once white, now grey, in foreign lands where fog's delight decays. He will stand in the summons that we make. I heard through rocks and fallows thoughts they said in narrow hope for me to rise again, and now they're shamed to bring my scope and sway to battle the Cyclops this day. I walk through the fields and the hay for days and days on the dregs of my banishment, through fog and grey, like a secret weapon left unused, a sword kept idle, a sacred tool, until I heard the clopping hooves of cavalry. Metal and stone now made the way, the old familiar pathway. And word to travel I had returned, and the court surrounded me in turn. I received their usual curses, hurled at me, spoke from the worst of them, of course. My father scowled and then bellowed. The young man has suffered greatly. He's learned his lessons enough, from what I'd say. And what is it that you want? I need your approval, not least the sounds coming out of your mouth make any sense to me. 1 minute praise, the next a threat, always a test. This is your love? I am the wretch on the receiving end. We need your talent at last. The prodigal son returns, it seems. Me? It is I that you need. I, who was banished. I that was cursed and must now vanish. Unworthy of your eyes, your thoughts, your gifts of language. Yes, yes. Oh, how things do change. The world it turns and legends are made. How strange. Did you predict? All your heroes, with all their gifts, could not swing the fatal sword nor weapons they could lift. Well, thanks for your attention. How nice. So what, I take out the Cyclops for you, is that right? A bounty of gold for you. At last. A castle of your own. And a throne? Fine. Bring me the sword you know is mine. I've trained for years to fight. At last it comes to use. And it's my sword they choose. Not the king's, not the court's, only the sun's blade. And when I first saw the beast, it did not bring me to my knees. I was not impressed by its size. Perhaps my peers were less wise. I knew this blade I held was a reckoning as I stared into its eye. The beast had hands of mallets, arms so solid they were trunks. But in the face of my faith, standing forceful it could not. Now it seems the banished has made good upon his word. Now it seems the court and the king in humility now have heard. No doubt it seems in this world could knock this bird from its perch. Glory. And the bounty is now counted by the sun's own worth. Protected are the people and the creatures of this earth. For a son, raised in exile, did lift the curse